Volleyball.
Name Jeff and Mike. Like that. What is he like? Name Jeff and Mike.
No, dude, I don't know.
Which one?
Pop it.
Mike. Name Jeff and Mike. Name Jeff. Yeah, James.
You're the best.
All right. Are we live? Are we live yet?
Daniel, just tell us.
Tell us when we're live, all right? Tell us when the commentator. Logan, it was working. Logan! No, Logan! Logan, if you ever put that finger towards me again.
You did.
Ever put that finger towards me?
I did. I'll rip it off and make you eat it.
I'll eat your finger. Name is Japan like Jan. Can I have all of it?
It doesn't reach further.
It doesn't.
We're gonna unplug it and like all of it.
What, Logan?
Why can't we use it?
Hey, dude, we need it. Can we have it forever?
Turn it off.
Okay, it's on now.
It's on. It's back on.
Okay, it's the Dalmatians.
We're running out of power, okay? So if we have the choice of turning this monitor off and having the rest of it, or having none of it, we'll turn the monitor.
Well, what if I told you?
What do you do, James? That's what I do. Alright.
All right, we're right here.
Yeah, we'll be ready. Man, it's like an hour ago. Look the other way. Should we look at the camera? Or
Yo, do the.
Dude. All right.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
All right.
Papillion La Vista High School and this evening's NSA
Are we live? Are we live?
volleyball matchup.
Are we live?
Tonight's contest features the Eagles from Omaha Central High School against the Papillion La Vista Monarchs. As we await the start of the match, let's take a few moments to meet our two teams.
Logan, are we live?
Right now? All right. All right, we're live. You want to do these introductions? What? Are they going to hear it? Don't ask them. Huh? Do you want to do this? Do they hear him or do they hear us? They'll hear. They might hear him. Let's just wait. Okay. Logan, are we still live? You put your finger up at me again. You have to like push it down. I know. What? Yep. Yeah. All right, let's.
I
do
can't
this.
really.
We're about to start talking. Let's go.
Williams, a sophomore, number 5, Elizabeth Kelly.
What? Say what he says. We're just gonna do the Monarch lineup.
Number 9, Nicole Kalina.
So here is the lineup for the Monarchs, the varsity Monarch volleyball team tonight.
A senior, number 1, Rachel Kendall.
Number 1 is Rachel Kendall, a senior. Number 2, Ellie McDonald, a junior. Number 4, Abigail Williams, a sophomore. Number 5, Elizabeth Kelly, a sophomore. Number 6, Jessica Peters, a junior. Number 7, Libby Moberg, a senior. Number 8, Alyssa Skovanek, a senior. Number 9, Nicole Kalina, a senior. Number 10, Alina Melendez, a junior. Number 11, Katie Stevens, a sophomore. Number 12, Priscilla O'Dowd, a junior. And number 13, Sarah Kneifel, a sophomore.
And they're led by head coach Kristen Lebeda-Savela.
Coming back from the national anthem. Tonight we have the Papillion La Vista Monarchs going up against the Omaha Central Eagles. Sean, what are your thoughts so far?
Well, Nick, first of all, I'd just like to say this broadcast is brought to you by Monarch Broadcasting. And Nick, this is going to be a great game. The Monarchs recently in the Bellevue East Invite went 4-2 in their games. And the Central Eagles are unranked this year. Monarchs looking to get a victory tonight, but of course the Central Eagles hoping to put up a good fight and maybe come out with a victory as well. So here we go. We're starting the first set of the night.
All right, and the ball will go to Omaha Central, Maddie Schaefer.
That point will go to Omaha Central. Once again, a serve from Maddie Schaefer.
Number 6 with the set. And that'll be another point for Omaha Central. Number 7, Amara Meeks with the points.
So the ball will go back to Central. Once again, serving for them is Maddie Schaefer. Set from number 17.
That'll be an attempted save by number 10, Alina Melendez.
So here's Schaefer once again with the serve.
Sean, I sure hope the Monarchs get the ball at some point.
And there's Elena Mendez once again.
Tip back over and set up, and that'll be another Omaha Central point by number 5, Noni Henderson.
So Henderson right there with another point for Central. That'll be 4-0, Monarchs trailing. Schaefer's serve. And Nick, nice block right there from number 17, Alex Bond. And Papillion La Vista will call a timeout. Nick, I think, we all kind of saw this timeout coming. 5 points down already in the first set. Monarchs trying to get something together.
Monarchs played pretty defensively. Are they? They're playing, and they're not doing very well at all. They don't really have an offense. They haven't had a whole lot of spikes.
Well, Sean, Monarchs need to pick up their defense a bit, and so we can get a first look at their offense here pretty soon, which we can only hope is going to be better than their performance thus far. Set by number 17 and saved by number.
And there's another point for Central, Nick. We saw a lot of back and forth on that last one. Monarchs, seems like every time the ball goes to their side, they're struggling to keep it up. So here's Schaefer once again on the serve. That serve is up. Set from number 11.
Tipped back over by Omaha Central for another Omaha Central point. Sean, the score is 7 Omaha Central and 0 for the Monarchs.
Yeah, Nick, they really need to get their offense going against this tough Central team so far. That is blocked.
Set up by number 6. Oh, and the point will go to the Monarchs.
It's Katie Stevens with a nice kill right there, Nick. Getting a point, the first point for the Monarchs.
And now the Monarchs will get their hands on the ball for the first time in the game.
It's Katie Stevens with the serve.
17, tipped back over by the Monarchs. Set up.
That's Noni Henderson. Set from number 6, and Elena Mendez gets a point for the Monarchs. That's their second point. So another serve from Katie Stevens.
Set up by number 17 and tipped over by number 5. That's going to be hit out of bounds by number 8, Kennedy Leach, and that'll be another point for the Monarchs.
All right, here's Katie Stevens.
Tipped over.
And the play is blown dead, and that will be a point for Central. Looks like a net infraction on that play.
Sean, the Monarchs need to get the ball again real quick. Otherwise, I think we might see another 7-point lead take.
Ball hits the net, and Alyssa Skovanek struggling with that one right there. Another point for the Eagles.
Score is Omaha Central 9, Monarchs 3.
So once again, here is Chloe Madigan on the serve. Katie Stevens.
Set up for the hit by Alyssa Skovanek.
I think that was a great job from number 13 from the Monarchs. That's Sarah Kneifel with a nice set for Alyssa Skovanek. Serving for the Monarchs now is Ellie McDonald.
Set up by number 17.
Henderson with a nice spike. And Melendez.
That looks like the ball is going to go to Omaha Central. Serving for Omaha Central will be Alex Bond.
All right, another point for Omaha Central. Here's Alex Bond once again. Coming out of the game now is Kennedy Leach. Taking her place will be Aaliyah Dunbar for the Eagles.
Good set and for the tip, but it will fall on the Monarchs side. Another point for the Eagles.
So once again is Bond with the serve. Set. And Melendez.
Melendez will hit it out of bounds, and that's another point. Sean, I don't know what it is about our defense. Maybe we're not acting quick enough, we're not reacting, but what are your thoughts?
Well, it looks like we're getting great sets from the middle defenders, just having a bit of trouble getting it over the net inbounds.
And will be another Omaha Central point. Looked like there might have been another net infraction.
And that's the same thing right there, Nick. Little mistakes like that. And so there will be a timeout called by the Monarchs.
Sean, Omaha Central is leading by 10 points. And it's first set, about 10 points away from the close of the first set. What do you think the Monarchs need to improve on at this point?
Well, you know, Nick, this is probably quite unexpected for the Monarchs, having that Bellevue East invite last weekend, to being so successful there and knowing that Central was not nearly as successful as they were. So, I mean, coming in here being 10 points down in the first set, they really just need to focus on getting their defense and offense cohesively working together and to stop making just little mistakes that they've made. But so far, Central, very impressive tonight.
Alex Bond with the serve. That will be Rachel Kendall with the point for Papillion La Vista. Sarah Kneifel will be serving.
Set from Bond.
And it will fall on Omaha Central side. Another point for the Monarchs.
Monarchs seeing some life, doing a nice job right there by the net.
I hope we can keep this momentum, Sean. Maybe get the score a little closer. That serve will go out of bounds, and it will be an Omaha Central point.
Serving for Omaha Central, number 5, Noni Henderson.
Serving for Omaha Central will be number 5, Noni Henderson.
And Rachel Kendall's hit will go out of bounds. Another point for Central. See, Nick, the set was very good. Rachel Kendall with a nice hit there, just barely goes out of bounds, and Central is smart enough to lay off.
Noni Henderson. Elena Melendez will hit it, and Monarchs will get the ball again. And then Elena Melendez will go back to serve. That'll be a Monarch ball.
Looks like a violation there on Henderson, giving the point to the Monarchs.
And that serve will go out of bounds. Score is 17 Omaha Central, 8 Monarchs.
Here's Claire Bexton for the Eagles.
Set up by number 17, and that'll go out of bounds. Number 22, Maddie Schaffer will hit it out of bounds.
Nicole Kalina into the game now for the Monarchs. She will be serving. From Henderson.
That'll be an out-of-bounds hit. Monarch ball.
It's a great job from Elena Melendez. keeping that ball, or preventing herself from hitting that ball, letting it go out of bounds.
Nicole Kalina. Oh, great save by Omaha Central, but it will go out of bounds on the Monarch side.
Nick, that play all started with that strong hit from the Monarch side, causing Central to struggle with that ball.
Nicole Kalina. Set up by number 17.
That's number 9, Aaliyah Dunbar with the point for the Eagles.
Substitution number 1, Rachel Kendall.
As Rachel Kendall comes into the game for the Monarchs and Kennedy Leach for the Eagles.
Serving for Central, Kennedy Leach.
Number 8, Kennedy Leach. Good hit from the Monarchs.
Violation. Point, Central.
That'll be a violation on Central, or on the Monarchs. Central will get the ball again. Kennedy Leach will serve.
And that hit from Alyssa Skovanek goes out of bounds. I'm sorry, stays in bounds. Gets another point for the Monarchs. They're down by 7.
Serving for the Monarchs, Jessica Peters.
And here is the serve from Jessica Peters. That stays in bounds. Another point for Central.
The score is 20 Omaha Central, 12 Papillion La Vista.
Serving for Central, Maddie Schaefer.
That'll be a point by Alyssa Skovanek.
Serving for the Monarchs, Katie Stevens.
Sean, if there's any hope of redeeming this set, the Monarchs are going to need to keep up positive offensive momentum.
Absolutely, Nick. We see a lot of power from those front girls spiking the ball down on the Central Eagles.
That'll be another point for Papillion La Vista. Number 11, Katie Stevens. Set and good dig by Ellie.
That is a nice hit from Chloe Madigan, getting another point for the Eagles. They are 4 away from finishing this set.
Serving for the Eagles, Chloe Madigan.
So now Chloe Madigan will go back to serve. There's the set for Henderson.
And it will go. And it will stay in bounds for another Omaha Central point. We are 3 away from finishing the set. The score, Eagles 22, Monarchs 14.
Now Priscilla O'Dowd comes into the game for the Monarchs. There's Madigan with the serve. Skovanek is blocked.
Set and it will fall on the Monarch side, resulting in another point for the Eagles.
And Madigan's serve. It's like an ace serve right there, Nick, getting the point right away.
You know what, Sean? For the third time in this set, the Monarchs have been behind by 10 points. This next serve will determine the end of this set.
Serve from Madigan.
Over. Saved by Ellie McDonald.
Melendez gets it over the net once again.
And that is the end of the first set. The Eagles will take set number 1, 25-14. Sean, as we go into the second set, what do you think we need to improve on?
Well, I think we saw a lot of little mistakes that led to Central points early on in that first set. Monarchs kind of dug a hole for themselves early on. Really tough to get back out of that. So I think what they'll have to do next set is, because we did see some life early on or later on in the first set. So if they can just maintain that in the beginning of the set and get ahead of the Central Eagles, they'll get some of that momentum back.
I just gave that answer without using any vocabulary of volleyball or anything. Talk about some okay, Alyssa and sure. Elena.
We'll go a little bit deeper into your Monarchs here.
So we saw a lot of points scored, 14 total for the Monarchs. We saw a lot of input from Rachel Kendall, Alyssa Skovanec, and Elena Melendez. Let's see right here. Got a point there for the Monarchs.
Sean, I hope to see a lot more of Alyssa Skovanec in this next set. We had a little talk with the coach about some of the leaders of the team, and she was definitely one of them.
Absolutely, Nick. We've seen a lot of points from her, a lot of leadership out there on the court. She's out there most of the time, not really subbing out, and making some great plays out there. So I think if the whole team kind of just follow her lead, and as well as some of the other girls on the team, they'll be quite successful here in this next set. And really, Nick, a lot of what we saw was, as we're watching the Monarchs, it seems like they're struggling just to keep the ball up in the air and attempt to get it back over the net. But if they can get those sets up early and they can focus on attacking the Central Eagles with that ball instead of just getting it over the net, then they can score points and improve their offense.
I bet they're great. Okay.
All right, Nick, so here we are at the start of the second set. Monarchs looking to improve on the last one. Looks like they're getting pumped up right before it.
All
Central
right.
Eagles hoping to continue their success.
Sean, I think a crucial point for this next set is to first of all receive and then maintain a lead on the Monarch side. We don't want to fall behind too much like we did last time.
Absolutely, and what we see from the Monarchs is when they get ahead, they usually stay ahead. When they use that momentum, they can use it to improve their game and get everyone else kind of worked up and ready to play. So here is Jessica Peters with the serve. That from Kennedy Leach, Monarchs.
Set and saved by Melendez and tipped over. Set up.
And that hit from Priscilla O'Dowd gives a point to the Monarchs. So another serve now. And that hit from Kennedy Leach
That'll be a Omaha Central lead. Or a point, my bad.
Serving for the Eagles, number 13, Claire Bexton.
So the score is tied 1-1. The serve from the Central Eagles goes to the Monarchs.
Hit over. Number 11, Katie Stevens.
Elena Melendez with a great save, and Alyssa Skovanek is blocked, and that will be a net infraction violation on the Monarchs, giving 2 points. The Central Eagles now at 2 points. And there is a point for the Monarchs with Alyssa Skovanek. Nice job from her. Nicole Kalina going into the game. She will serve for the Monarchs.
Just like we said towards the beginning, Alyssa, we hope to see a little more hits from her.
Here's Henderson, and that is
blocked.
That's Priscilla O'Dowd. Nice job there. Like we said, Nick, improving her defense as well as the offense.
Don't worry about it.
Good save by the Monarchs, and hit over to Omaha Central side. That will go out of bounds.
Point to the Eagles, ties it up at 3.
Well, Sean, compared to the last set, this is an improvement, believe it or not.
For the Monarchs, it is, yes, and I think we're seeing a lot better defense as we saw in that block earlier on. And the Monarchs catch a break there. That serve does not get over the net, so the score will be 4-3. Alyssa Skovanek comes out of the game for a few moments.
Ellie McDonald will serve. Turn it back over, and great save by the Monarchs, but it will fall out of bounds on the Central side.
I think that was a lot of effort on that play from all of the Monarchs, especially number 2, Ellie McDonald, but does not result in a point.
Number 5, Noni Henderson.
It's a dig from McDonald.
Oh.
Point to the Monarchs. Seems like a net infraction on Central. Here's Sarah Kneifel with the serve. Set from Bond, and Schaefer's hit results in a Monarch violation, giving another point to the Eagles.
Tied up 5-5. Number 11, Noni Chloe Madigan.
And a point will go to the Monarchs. Looks like a violation from Central.
That'll be a double hit there, Sean.
Double hit violation on that
All
play.
right, Sean, I think we need to maintain the ball and secure a lead if we want to gain any momentum in this set.
Here's Melendez. And hers is an ace serve.
Ace serve by Elena Melendez.
That's what we need. Here's
Elena will
Melendez
serve
again. Her serve does not make it over the net. That point will go to Omaha Central.
Score is Monarchs 7, Eagles at 6.
Kennedy Leach comes into the game, and she will serve for the Eagles.
It's anyone's set at this point, Sean. Tipped over by Rachel Kendall, and that will be a point for the Monarchs.
It's a great job by Rachel Kendall, one of those leaders we talked about, and she will now come out of the game for a few moments. Here's number 4, Abigail Williams with the serve.
Monarchs have a 2-point lead. Let's try to get a little bit more. Tip over, and it will fall on the Monarch side, resulting in another point for Omaha Central.
Nice tip from Sydney Lee right there, answering the tip from Rachel Kendall.
22, Maddie Schaffer will serve.
Dig right there from Katie Stevens, but does not result in a Monarch point. Goes to the Eagles. The game is now tied up. Serve now from Schaefer. Set to Alyssa Skovanek.
And it will result in a point. It was a good hit by Alyssa Skovanek.
All right, Priscilla O'Dowd coming back into the game for the Monarchs. Set to Katie Stevens, and her
will
hit.
Go out of bounds.
The close one, Nick. Very close one.
It's going to stay in bounds.
So it was very close, and it gives the Monarchs another point.
I think that means it goes out of bounds.
Ball set to Henderson. And now Priscilla O'Dowd's shot is blocked.
We'll get it over to the Eagles side.
A great block from number 6 on the Eagles. That's Sydney Lee blocking the shot from Katie Stevens there. Putting the score to 10 points for the Monarchs and 9 for Central Eagles, as Claire Bexton is here to serve. There's a kill right there from Alyssa Skovanek as the ball goes out of bounds off the hands of that Central Eagle, Madigan.
Monarchs maintaining a 2-point lead at this point. Nicole Kalina will serve. And that serve will go out of bounds, resulting in another Omaha Central point. Score now is Monarchs 11, Eagles 10. Number 17, Alex Bond.
Nice dig from Nicole Kalina. Sets it up for Melendez.
It's a set and tip back over to the Monarchs side. Set up for Melendez again. And that will result in another Monarch point. It's a great kill by Elena Melendez.
Monarchs seeing some excitement from the Monarchs on the sidelines now, Nick, as they are having a great set so far.
It's definitely going a lot better for them than the last one, Sean.
Here we are, Ellie McDonald, the serve.
Set up and bounced over to the Monarch side. Set for Rachel Kendall, who will score another point for the Monarchs. The Monarchs now maintain a 3-point lead over the Omaha Central Eagles.
Absolutely, Nick. We're seeing a lot of that control, a lot of that offensive movement from the Monarchs.
We're going in fast and we're going in hard. That's how we're going to win this game.
Set for Rachel Kendall. Elena Melendez's shot is blocked, and that will head out of bounds off the hands of the Eagles. Another point for the Monarchs.
Sean, you see a lot of power behind the Monarchs, and you can tell from where we're sitting right now. There's a definite height difference. So the Monarchs seem to be much taller than the Omaha Central, and I think that contributes to the power.
Absolutely, Nick. It looks like the average height on the Central team is about 5'7", in that range, and I'm thinking that on the Monarchs, a lot of these girls are much taller than that. So, like you said, a bit of an advantage right there.
Mr. Kalina, our Monarch principal,
checking out the game tonight.
His daughter, Nicole Kalina, we've seen her serve a lot.
Drinking water. We should all drink water.
Stay hydrated during the excitement of the game.
Thank you, Mr. Kalina, for that. And now we will head back to the game as the Monarchs are up ahead by 4 points. McDonald with the serve, and that will head out of bounds. Omaha Central gets another point.
Papillion is still leading by 3 points. We need to maintain that lead if we hope to gain the set, Sean. We can't let it get out of hand like last time.
Here's the set to O'Dowd. Schaefer's hit is blocked.
Melendez hit is blocked. Set to Elena Melendez, which is blocked yet again. Set again to Elena Melendez, and that one will fall on the Omaha Central side. Point, Papillion La Vista.
So that's 3 in a row from Melendez, 2 blocked, and then that third one finally gets a point for the Monarchs.
See a lot of endurance, a lot of perseverance on this team, Sean.
So here's Sarah Kneifel with the serve. Just makes it over the net.
Set. Oh, and it'll just go right over to the Omaha Central side. That'll be a set for Elena Melendez, which is
Schaefer's
good
hit is
save
saved.
by Menendez. And back over to Central side, but it will fall out of bounds.
So Monarchs working hard still. Can't always result in that point.
Serving for Central, Chloe Madigan.
For Central now, serving is Chloe Madigan.
Set for Rachel Kendall. That'll be a point for the Monarchs.
So Nick, top scorers so far this set, Rachel Kendall, Elena Mendez, and Alyssa Skovanek, those leaders we talked about that are really stepping it up for the Monarchs. And here's Melendez now with the serve.
Sydney Lee will score a point for the Eagles. Kennedy Leach will serve for the Eagles. Kind of struggling here, and Monarchs don't manage to get it over the net that time, resulting in another point for the Eagles. The score stands Monarchs 16, Eagles 14.
So here is Leach once again for the serving of the ball.
That'll fall out of bounds. Papillion La Vista point, and we'll get our hands, and Monarchs will get their hands on the ball again.
Here's number 4, Abigail Williams, serving for the Monarchs. Oh, and there's Schaefer. Oh, and that's set from number 17, Alex Bond, quite unexpected from the Monarchs.
Didn't look like they were ready for that, Sean.
And I think that's a tactic to use that we've seen a couple times so far in this set. Schaefer with the serve. Set to Skovanek.
Saved on the Eagles side. That'll be a point for the Monarchs.
It's like a violation on the Eagles side.
Monarchs 18, Eagles 15.
Katie Stevens' hit will go off the hands of Schaefer and out of bounds for another point for the Monarchs.
Sean, we have a 4-point lead at this point, and we're about 6 points away from the end of the set.
Monarchs really need to focus in on here these last few points. And Central, obviously, if they want to get back into this game, really going to have to step up their defense. And that heads out of bounds. Another point for the Monarchs.
Timeout, Omaha Central.
I think that's 2 timeouts taken from the Eagles this set. In the first set, we saw 2 timeouts taken from the Monarchs. So obviously the tables have turned so far in the second set.
Sean, what I'm seeing is Eagles played really hard and really fast in the first set, and Monarchs kind of needed to pull it together. And this set, it looks like their Eagles may be a little bit winded from the play of the last set, and the Monarchs really pulling it together under the leadership of the players that we have formerly stated.
Absolutely. Alyssa Skovanek and Elena Mendez right there had a great set. A couple nice serves, and like you said before, the persistence of the Monarchs has really allowed them to score these points.
Set and blocked on the Monarchs, and it will fall on Omaha Central's side. Number 11, Katie Stevens, will hit it over.
So some tough defense we saw from the Monarchs. As number 13, Claire Bexton, will serve here for the Eagles. The ball is up. Stevens
hits it over.
Henderson
Tipped back on the Monarch side, but it is tipped out of bounds. Another Monarch point. The score is Monarchs 21, Eagles 16. Sean, the Monarchs are 4 away from winning this set.
and Kalina comes in now.
Kalina will serve. Blocked by Alyssa Skovanek, and that's going to be another point for the Monarchs. Sean, that was a terrific block.
That was a great job by Skovanek. That hit from Bexton. She saw it a mile away, and she took care of it. So Nicole Kalina to serve once again for the Monarchs.
That'll go out of bounds, and Omaha Central will get a point. Monarchs still lead by 5 points. 3 points to the end of the sets. Serving for the Eagles will be Alex Bond. Set for Alyssa Skovanek, and doesn't quite get it. It will fall on the Monarch side, and for another point, Omaha Central.
So Nick, this is only a 4-point game now. Or set as serve from Eagles. Henderson's hit.
It'll fall on the Eagles side, resulting in another point for the Monarchs. 23-18. Allie McDonald will serve for the Monarchs. Back over, saved by McDonald.
Rachel Kendall.
Rachel Kendall with the kill.
1 point away now for the Monarchs to win this set.
Allie McDonald will serve. And that will go out of bounds. Omaha Central will get the ball, but you know what, Sean? We have the Monarchs only have 1 point to take this set. Just need to gam it together and play some defense.
And Henderson with the serve. Finds Nicole Kalina. And now Melendez. Schaefer's hit will go off the hands of Nicole Kalina and out of bounds, giving another point to the Eagles, making this a 4-point game. And there's another point. Central, there's a double hit.
Sean, the score is Monarchs 24, Eagles 21. The Eagles have got 3 points, while the Monarchs have stayed steady at 24. Yoni Henderson with the serve.
And O'Dowd's hit goes over the net. And a point for the Monarchs ends that second set.
The set ends Monarchs 25, Eagles 21. All right, Sean, we're coming back in about 2.5 minutes for the third set. We'll play to 15 to determine the winner. What are your thoughts at this point? The differences between set 1 and set 2?
Well, Nick, the differences we saw for the Monarchs were maintaining control of their offense and not just struggling to get the ball over the net. As you can see right here, lot of successful hits from, especially there from Alyssa Skovanek. Nice job. But yeah, like I said, that offensive drive is what they need. And as you can see there, Central had it as well, only down by 4 points in that second set. So both teams really playing great on offense and having control of the ball. And we also saw some tough defense on those blocks from both teams.
Very true. I completely agree with you on the offense. We see some very hard offense on both sides, and Monarch side by the leaders that we've stated earlier. If I could think of one thing to improve on for the Monarchs, it would be anticipation or reaction on defense. Feel like once Omaha Central serves it over, it's where Monarchs seem to struggle a little bit.
I agree, Nick, and hopefully, we can see both teams keep on working here in this third set. And as we can see, one win for each. That second one was pretty close. And I know both teams really want to win this one.
A little bit over a minute before we come back. .20 seconds until we're back. And you see the Monarchs kind of going over their strategy here for the third set.
All right, so here's the beginning of the third set. Switch sides once again. Both teams have won a single set. And it will be the best out of 5 sets. Schaefer with the serve for the Eagles. That will head out of bounds, giving a point to the Monarchs. Set to number 6. Sydney Lee's hit will go out of bounds. Another point for the Monarchs. They're at 3 so far. There's another point for the Monarchs. Now serving for the Monarchs, Katie Stevens. We'll go over the net and set up for Lee right here. Her hit is taken away. Melendez.
And that will fall inbounds. Elena Melendez will secure a 5-point lead for the Monarchs. The score is Monarchs 5, Eagles nothing. Definitely a powerful start for the Monarchs, Sean. It looks like we kind of switched roles over the...
Yeah, Nick, I mean, like you said just now, switched roles. That first set we see Central come out 5 points lead. But now the Monarchs answering, much improved from the first set and a little improved from the second set.
5-point lead of their own, it would seem.
Their own. So once again, to serve for the Monarchs, Katie Stevens. here in a few seconds as the set gets back into play.
Hit the net and result in the first Eagles point for this set. Serving for the Eagles is going to be number 13, Claire Brexton.
The serve. Here's Melendez.
And her hit is blocked by the Eagles, falling on the Monarch side, resulting in another point for the Eagles. Brexton.
Their serve goes out of bounds. Another point for the Monarchs.
Score is Monarchs 6, Eagles 2.
McDonald with the serve. Madigan's hit goes out of bounds.
Looks like the Monarchs have got another 5-point lead, and they will get the ball.
Here's McDonald with the serve.
That serve will go out of bounds. Another point for Omaha Central.
Ball set to Priscilla O'Dowd, and her kill right there, getting another point for the Monarchs.
Sarah Kneifel will be serving for the Monarchs.
Here is Sarah Kneifel. Her serve. And it is passed to Bexton. And that was a great save here on the Eagles side. Here's Henderson. Bexton once again with the set to Henderson.
And that will be an Omaha Central point. That was a really hard hit.
That was a long play right there for both teams. Eagles fight it out and get that point. Serve from Henderson.
Rachel Kendall. And that'll be a point. Monarchs have another 5-point lead. Seeing some consistency from the Monarchs, Sean.
Absolutely, Nick, ahead by 5 points now in the third set. Here's Melendez.
And that'll go out of bounds.
Chloe Madigan with the serve.
And that will hit the net. And ball will go back to the Monarchs.
Abigail Williams.
Ooh. Looks like that's going to be a net
Violation
by Alyssa Skovanek, resulting in a point from Omaha Central. Kennedy Leach serving for Omaha Central.
There's another serve not making it over the net. Another point goes to the Monarchs.
Thanks.
So now the serve from Jessica Peters. And looks like a net infraction on the Monarchs causes another point to go to the Eagles.
Maddie Schaefer serving for Central. Set for Alyssa Skovanec. And that'll be a point for Papillion La Vista.
Katie Stevens serving for the Monarchs. Here's Henderson.
Set for Melendez. Hit back over, and it looks like that will go inbounds, and that'll be another point for Omaha Central.
Set here for number 6. Here's Henderson right now for the Eagles, and it is blocked
by Alyssa Skovanec.
Another point for the Monarchs.
Monarch point.
Monarch point.
Really stepping it up this set is Alyssa Skovanec, Elena Melendez, and Rachel Kendall. It's a kind of ace serve. It's going to be an ace serve by number 11, Katie Stevens, Sean.
That's a great job right there with that ace serve, causing Omaha Central to call for a timeout.
As I said just a few moments ago, Alyssa Skovanec, Rachel Kendall, and Elena Melendez, they're main hitters. And I think we can thank them for the healthy 8-point lead over Omaha Central.
That's right, Nick. You know, these three are, you know, they have the kills. They go for those kills. They get a lot of intensity going on this team. Nice job from those three leading their team to a very successful set so far.
All right. Coming back from the timeout. Stevens serve.
Set to Henderson. And that'll be a point for the Eagles. Monarchs unsuccessful on that block. So Nicole Kalina into the game now as Claire Bexton serves.
That will go out of bounds. Monarch point. Haley McDonald will serve for La Vista, Papillion La Vista.
Henderson, her hit is stopped by the Monarchs.
Set for Melendez, and that will be a point for the Monarchs. Sean, that was some quick reaction there.
Yeah, and attempted to dig there from the Eagles, but could not do with that hit from Melendez. Henderson's hit will
go out of bounds, resulting in another point for the Monarchs. Sean, the Monarchs have a 10-point lead now. The roles certainly have switched from the set 1.
I agree, Nick, which means it has nothing to do with side that the teams are on. It's obviously just the Monarchs are getting more comfortable and getting into their groove.
Long play here. It will stay inbounds, resulting in a Eagles point.
Leah Dunbar going into the game for the Eagles as Alex Bond is ready to serve.
Set for Menendez and blocked by Omaha Central, but that's going to be an out of bounds. Sarah Kneifel will serve for the Monarchs as they lead 19-9.
And that would be 3 hits.
Kind of high. Point for the Monarchs. Looked like that hit the gym ceiling there, Sean.
Yeah, Nick, and now we're seeing the Central Eagles kind of struggling just to get the ball back over the net, just as the Monarchs were in that first set. looks like a net violation on the Eagles right there, Nick.
A double hit, actually.
Sarah Kneifel. Madigan gets to the Monarchs side.
Set for Rachel Kendall, who will tip it over, resulting in a Monarch point. Score is Monarchs 22, Omaha Central 9.
So this set getting very close for the Monarchs.
This is the set, Sean.
This is it. That's Kneifel with the serve.
That will go out of bounds, resulting in the Omaha Central points. Henderson will serve for the Eagles. Set for Melendez, who just tips it over and scores a point for the Monarchs.
Well, you know, Nick, we've seen a lot of aggression and intensity from Melendez hitting that ball, hitting it down very hard on those Eagles, and now she just taps it in, confuses them.
They can't anticipate it, Sean, changing the game up.
Here she serves. Schaefer.
Block. Set for Libby Moberg. And that will go off an Eagles player, resulting in a Monarch point. The score is 24 Monarchs, 10 Eagles.
One more point for the Monarchs to end this set. And that will be point for the Monarchs, ending that third set. Monarchs now have 2 sets in which they have been victorious.
Sean, you wouldn't have expected it by the end of the first set, but the Monarchs have won 2 sets in a row, second and the third set. And this third one, they won by 15 points. I mean, what do you think happened?
You know, Nick, I think they really just got into that groove. They started playing a tough offense and coming up with strategies to kind of keep the Central Eagles guessing, as we saw before. Done a great job so far. Those Eagles maintaining those defense, still have some consecutive blocks being done, keeping the Monarchs from scoring every once in a while, but they got to keep that up, and they have to get to stand a chance on this tonight.
We did see them kind of change up the way that they're playing at the time. There's Nick Lechtenberg. Nick Lechtenberg leading the crowd and great team spirit.
Coaster. That's a great job. I think he was meant to be a leader of such a thing. Nick is doing a great job getting the troops riled up for this game.
About a minute, 30 seconds before we go into the fourth set. Should the Monarchs win this set, they will win the game. And the Eagles winning this set, we have an exclusive